This is Danny Gathon for SecondsOut. We're in Liverpool. It's the final press conference for Jack Catterall versus Jorge Linares. It's a pleasure to be joined by El Gato himself. Jack, back out, plenty of activity. Looking forward to Saturday night.
Yeah, looking forward to Saturday now. I've had a good training camp. Buzzing now for the fight, get the press conference done, and yeah, I'm just excited.
Jorge Linares, he's a familiar name on these shores. He's undefeated in these shores, but there is perception that Jorge's best days might be a fair bit behind him. Obviously, he's coming off a few losses. In your head, what are you preparing for on Saturday night? Are you, in your mind, are you still preparing for the version that has beat Anthony Craw, that's put down Lomachenko, or is it difficult when you see that it does look to be a sort of faded version of him?
No, I've got to prepare for the best version of Linares. I prepare for every fight like it's a world title fight, and this is no different. I'm going in there preparing for the best version of him.
Even if it isn't the best version on the night, people still do think Jorge can be very dangerous earlier. The power is the last thing they go. Is it key for you to maybe be potentially extra cautious in the early rounds and then sort of get into your groove and sort of box the way you do later down the stretch?
Yeah, Linares has been professional for 20 years, so he knows his way around the ring. It's not going to be an easy night's work, no matter what people say. He might have come off a couple of defeats, but he looks well. I can see that he's trained well for the fight. So, and like you just said, the power looks like the last thing to leave fighters. So I'll be cautious Saturday, but I am looking to go in there and do the damage.
I said at the start there, Jack, you're nice and active now. You were out in May on the Wood-Lara card, now only a few months later, and activity's sort of been something that hasn't been easy found for you throughout your career. Feels as if you're starting to build a bit of a fan base as well. There was loads from Chorley in there in the Wood-Lara card. There's reports of doing well into the thousands from this night. Do you feel like, I hate going back to the Josh fight, but say since the pandemic, your profile has really grown as a fighter?
Yeah, I've had good support for this fight, and like I said, the last couple of years I've struggled with the activity and to land the fight, so through no fault of my own, but we was on the Wood-Lara card in May, co-main event. We had good support there, and grateful for this opportunity to headline in Liverpool Saturday, and expect it to be packed out in there Saturday night.
You're in a really hot division at 140. There's a big fight the press conference was yesterday. Regis Prograis, Devin Haney, both with the Zone Matchroom. Is that what you've got an eye on?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can't afford any slip-ups Saturday, so all the energy is focused on Saturday night, but I'm under no illusion. Come through Saturday, there's big fights to be made.
Is it frustrating though, because I watched an interview with Eddie when he was over in America, and he said he wants the winner of that fight to jump in with Ryan Garcia. So are you sort of thinking like Eddie, where does that leave me?
Yeah, you know what, I don't pay too much attention to it right now. I know I've got a job to do Saturday night, but I'll certainly be pushing forward to get into the position for these big fights after this.
I spoke to Kevin Ajarko yesterday, obviously a stablemate of Josh Taylor. Now that's a name that keeps cropping up with yours. Obviously we don't need to go over the backstory of what happened. He said that Josh is 100% moving up to welterweight. If a world title shot doesn't present itself, or doesn't look like it's going to present itself in sort of the first half of 2024, would you be willing to go up to welterweight? Not just necessarily for a fight with Josh, but if that's where a world title fight was more likely to take place.
Yeah, of course. I mean, get through Saturday night, we sit down, you consider the options. I'm sure a deal can be reached to fight Josh. If not, there's a lot of great fights out there, so we'll see.
Lastly, Jack, just a message to the people from Chorley and up and down the country who'll be tuning in and buying tickets for Saturday night.
Yeah, just thank you again. Never failed to amaze me. Great support. I've got a great team, family, friends, all the sponsors and everybody buying tickets are tuning in. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Jack, thanks for your time, mate. All the best.
Thank you.